Son shit, y'all ready?
I hope y'all are. This episode is about Barbra Boyd, the first black female to be an anchor person. See how we did that? Anchor person. In Indiana. She was out there in Indianapolis. She's like 90-something years old. Still around here. You know what I'm saying? Still doing her thing. And the only reason I even brought this up, I saw a post, and it has a picture of her, and it was like 95 or 96 or something, and she still looked good, you know what I'm saying? And she looked good. Her 90-something, she looks better than Cliff Huxtable's mom on the Cosby Show. Like, she looks younger. She looks like they might be a couple of years, even Claire's mom, she looks like she might be about a couple of years, you know what I'm saying, younger. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take it to you even crazier. She looks like she could be in the running with Alvin's mom. Like, they look like they might be around the same age. Looking at this video of a 90-something-year-old woman with her hair done, got a nice little bob going with the silver, you know what I'm saying? Skin is looking dope. She looking good. She's sitting down, and you know what I'm saying? And you know men gonna be men. Men be like, yo, son, she could get, no, stop, dog. She 90-something years old. She ain't gonna get nothing but what you gonna give her, and that's a hug. A hug. And I'm glad you still here. Don't be trying to, no, son. Come on, man. Come on now. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that's the face. You see in the face and the neck lining. Them clothes come off. Them old people breasts. That's an old woman body. Yeah, ain't gonna, that fatty you think you looking at, that's the pins. Yeah, there's a whole lot of, and I ain't saying she's on it. I'm just saying there's some other stuff. There's some things you out here. Yeah. And trust me, man, the concept of the pins makes you reevaluate everything you see when you see some of these women, especially these older women. Be like, yo, grandma got that joint. Grandma got the pins on. Grandma done peed on herself real quick, and you ain't even know. You ain't even know, bro. Don't be out here running up on these old ladies like that, man. But 90-something years old, and yes, by all accounts, looks gorgeous. Definitely looks nothing like a 96-year-old woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause here's the crazy part. Look, and I'm gonna get into this in a minute, cause I think we need to reevaluate what we think your visuals and age and the concept of age is, cause we are. TV got us lost. You know what I'm saying? TV got us, because I don't even look. We expecting this woman to be 96-year-old and look like Pearl from 227. She don't. She looks like Shorty from The Matrix. She looks like she should be the Oracle. And I'm not saying the Oracle. I'm saying she looks like she's in the same peer group with the actresses of that time that played the Oracle, because it was two different brides. You know what I'm saying? She looks like you could have threw her in that mix and she would have still fit. Like, she looks like she's in that. You know what I'm saying? She does not look like a 96-year-old. But again, you try if you want to. I mean, and then I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I mean, like, what could you do? What could you, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, but anyway, that's this episode. Barbra Boyd. And I don't want to have somebody listening thinking I'm sexualizing this lady. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I know men. I've been around enough brothers to know, yeah. And trust me, the same way there's some old dudes that'll talk about what they think they could do with one of these young girls and then be finding themselves overwhelmed and being, girl, you gotta stop, I'm about to have a heart attack. Yeah, don't get it twisted. There's some older women that do not go, I'm good. There's some older women going, I want me a younger man. And who knows what, and because even she says she hangs out with younger people. She's 96. Young is what, like 60, 50? I know she ain't hanging out with nobody in their 20s and 30s. That ain't a thing. You could tell that just by the elegance that she holds, the way she dresses. So she's hanging out with some mature people. You know what I mean? That's what that means. She ain't out here just, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no sexy red in the playset. Ain't nah. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, moving on. Friday is the 4th. Today is Thursday, so it's the 3rd. We're rocking. And every 4th, I personally go out of my way to represent with the Frederick Douglass poem. That's not what I'm here to talk about. Also, every 4th, there's a group of black people that love to tell you, man, I don't celebrate the 4th. Man, we shouldn't even be here anyway. I don't celebrate the 4th. We shouldn't be here anyway. If you don't want to celebrate the 4th because you don't believe in the 4th and the patriotism, and you understand America's hypocrisy, which is what the July the 4th is. The July the 4th is the representation of America's hypocrisy. You have a bunch of dudes wanting their freedom while owning slaves, wanting to be free in a land that they're currently taking over from people who are already here. You know what I'm saying? You're terrorizing, you're murdering, you're pillaging. You know what I'm saying? You're in some case, for the ones who aren't and are trying to negotiate some sort of civil agreement. But the point is, you come to a foreign land and set up shop, and you're like, yo, now I think we don't really need them. We don't need them. We got this. That's the thing that like, if you want to be mad about the hypocrisy of it, by all means. But this whole thing about like, yeah, son, we ain't American. Who? Don't get it twisted. We don't get treated equally. That's not even up for debate. Just as American. Do you not understand? Here's the thing. As black people, we do this all the time. As black people, we do this all the time. We see somebody start a business. We see somebody have a major input in the business. We see somebody who helped with a product, an idea or something, and it sparks and it becomes something grander. And then they're leaving. And we go, man, why would you leave? Man, you built that. Why would we leave? Our ancestors built this. You know what I'm saying? And that's no disrespect to going to Africa. People are like, yo, I go to Africa because that's my people. Okay. But what I'm saying is, we build this company. We're there from the beginning. And then we go, I no longer want to be a co-founder. I'm going to go to a whole nother company that is definitely saying, hey, you know, you could have always been here if you wanted to come here. I will never be a partner there. I will forever be an employee. You're not going to be, your kids may be Ghananese. You will be an American who transplanted to Ghana. The same way when the Ethiopians and the people from Ghana and Nigeria, when they come here, they're still whatever they are in America. Their children and grandchildren, if they're born here, can go, I'm an American. They're not. That's the difference. You just left the corporation that you have your ancestors have helped build, and you were like, I'm gonna go here. I mean, and again, everybody has their own situation on why they feel that way. I get it. I'm just saying, nah, son, we built this. Matter of fact, if I were to take every history joint from this point on and just do it with scientists, inventors, and doctors, I could go a good 3 years strong. And on my show, I do the Black History Moment twice a week, because I'm on twice a week. So that's 2 times in 52 weeks. You see what I'm saying? For about 3 to 4 years. If I just stuck with black people who invented, black doctors who came up with things, black scientists who are discovering things, 3 to 4 years strong, that are American. You know what I'm saying? that are American. And when I say inventions, I mean, and I'm talking about everything from a pencil sharpener to the music that we listen to. Everything that we have put together and have made, and a lot of times don't get credit for. A lot of times it's basically swiped away from us and then turned to something grander. Point is, if I did that, 3 to 4 years of Americans that are black, men, women, whatever, strong. No. We are the fabric of this country. The problem is we allow people to tell us that we're not. We allow people to try to kick it to us like we're less than. We are everything in this country. We are everything. We historically are the reason why this country became one of the richest before 100 years. Within 100 years, we became one of the richest countries in the world off the back of slaves. That's basically what the whole Civil War thing was about. Hey, yo, son, y'all making a lot of money down there, and y'all out here doing all this joint, but the reason y'all making that money, y'all ain't got no real overhead. Y'all ain't got no employees. Yeah, son. Nah. That, you know what I'm saying? Then, of course, somebody gonna hear this and go, it was a whole bunch of other factors, but that was definitely a main that was always a main factor when it came to the South. Y'all doing a whole lot of talking. I bet y'all if y'all had to pay them dudes, y'all wouldn't be that rich. That was always the undercurrent in the game. You know what I'm saying? So you look at that and you go, yo, we were here. We financially made this country competitive. Thanks to the Civil War. The Civil War ushered the era of submarines. We instantly became the greatest naval force in the world because we were battling each other and came up with some submarines. Don't believe me? Look it up. The concept of the submarine comes through the battling of each other in the Civil War. Henley or something like that. H.L. Henley or something like that. Yeah, that's where that comes from. Don't please, by all means, if you're listening to this, look it up. Hit the Google, hit the Gemini, hit the whoever. Talk about it, ask about it. They'll tell you that pops up. That pops up with us. And I say with us because we're, quote unquote, at this point, we're definitely the main objective. You know what I'm saying? There's soldiers that are helping put this together. Black people are helping put these things together. You know what I'm saying? That's us. Instantly, America becomes the strongest naval force by way of the Civil War, by way of trying to fight on whether or not we should have some free slaves. We are that indirectly. You see what I'm saying? Black soldiers have been fighting in every war. We were out there on the West doing our thing, trying to live our life. Like I told y'all before years ago, Oklahoma at one point, when people go, y'all need your own state, Oklahoma would have been that. Black people were migrating to Oklahoma on a regular basis. Oklahoma was that thing. There were more black cities in Oklahoma. That was going to be our thing. Then a whole bunch of other things happened. We are a product of this country. Here's the thing. We are roommates. And our roommate don't like us. But our roommate can't sustain this house without us. Like if we bounce, they ain't paying no bills, they ain't paying no rent. What y'all got? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the house ain't gonna be clean. We bring in trillions of dollars as consumers. And we already know that. You see, black women will be wearing the craziest, most expensive stuff and live in the projects. You know what I'm saying? Buildings look condemned, but you came out, your feet clean, your car nice, your jewelry is shimmery. The backdrop look like a bomb just went off, son. Like, yo, there's no grass out here, yo. Wait, what is this? But y'all look good. We look great. You know what I'm saying? We buying we the ones, look, these Walmarts, these Targets, they love us during tax season because for whatever reason, we'll buy a whole new TV. Again, like, dude, I done had the same TV for about 10 years. How about y'all buying a TV every year? What's happening to y'all TV? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, somebody explain to me what's going on. I got a TV that's over 10 years old, functioning perfectly well. Y'all, next joint, son, we about to get a new TV. I don't even, are they donating? Are they passing it down? And like, we giving it to the less fortunate homie. Hey, girl, you want my TV? I'll take your TV. Like, how does that, I don't know where that's going. But trillions of dollars. That's us. We stop doing anything. We stop the smallest thing. This country gets in a gridlock real quick. They claim they don't want us, but they need us. And these politicians know that. These business people know that. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, they feed off of racism and this weird animosity. And that's how they get their votes in. Look at what we just had going on with the bill being passed. And then it's like, as it got closer and closer, like, ooh, hold on. What about my Medicaid? Nah, we ain't gonna mess with that. We ain't got that. Yeah, that's being gutted. All that stuff is being gutted. But y'all was too busy worrying about making sure black people or people of color that you think are getting by weren't gonna get by. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of people of color, the civil rights and just equal rights. People of color in this country benefit off of the backs of black people fighting for that. You know how many black people have been lynched, murdered, shot in the head, buried, drowned to get to what the whole country gets to benefit from? Yeah. So no. When I go, yeah, happy 4th of July, I'm saying it from the aspect of it's earned. It's deserved. This is what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? This is that. This belongs to us. This is us. But yeah, happy 4th. And the 5th is DJ Screw Day. So salute to that. You know what I'm saying? Salute. Anyway, what else I gotta say? So I saw this thing, and they're still trying, as black people, we're still trying to figure out how to categorize ourselves. YNs, Unk, Big Bro, Old School, Old Head. We're still trying to figure out how to get that placement. And I think a lot of it is by we're judging things off of television, but we're not understanding the television that we're judging it off of. It's old television. You see what I'm saying? Like, we're judging things off of old television. It's not the same. Like, back in the day, you could see like the concept of Unk. Like, Unk and Big Bro technically are the same thing. Old Head, Old School, that's a whole different thing. YNs, I would never call anybody a YN. Young homie, little homie, young boy, my man over here, young and them, I'm not going to call anybody YN. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You want to own that? Like, we want to control the narrative on that. Nah, son, that's just corny. We were all young, and I know when I was coming up as a youngster, I was a super predator. I was a hoodlum. I was a thug. You know what I'm saying? I was everything but a black youth. Stop and think about that for a minute. Hold on. Let me say this again. I was everything under the sun except for a black youth. I was a young black man, but not a young youth. You see what I'm saying? To call me a young black man actually makes it easier to prosecute me as an adult. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't throw the tag of man on that. A brother go out here and carjack somebody with the gun, take the family got to get out the car in the middle of wherever. They're going to have a trial to see if they can try him, this 15, 16, 17-year-old, as an adult. Y'all understand what I'm saying? There are people, I go up in the corner store. Me and so-and-so have a disagreement about prices or the abundance of what should or shouldn't be, you know what I mean? And I shoot up the spot and I vandalize. Oh, we gonna have a trial to try to figure out how to try him as an adult. Trim Coat Crew, shout out to school. Nobody was having that trial to try them as an adult. My man out there in, what was it, South Carolina or whatever, a few years ago, feels like about 10 years ago now, goes up into the black church and shoots up the place. Nobody's trying him as an adult. We put so much energy on trying to have our people be everything but black teens. And you know what's crazy? The only people that will call us youth are the hip hop. I do this for the youth. You know what I'm saying? I do, you know what I'm saying? Teach the youth. You know what I'm saying? Like, the hip hop community understood this is the youth. You know what I'm saying? You got to teach the babies. You got to talk to the youth. You know what I'm saying? That was that. You know what I mean? Like, a few community leaders, and to the youth out there, I want to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? We got to help guide y'all in the right direction to help y'all grow up to be productive adults. That. Everybody else was calling us a million other things, which means we ended up calling ourselves a million other things, which generations later make it appropriate to call somebody a YN. We losing that, man. We don't, you know what I mean? Like, I can't do that. I don't do that. That's my thing. I'm not that dude. So, but still going into this concept of age, because here's my thing. I grew up understanding peer communications. You see what I'm saying? There's a peer thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in 5th grade, if you're in 4th grade, 3rd grade, 5th grade, them dudes who went to middle school, them was your big bros. Them was the big homies. They weren't your peers until you got into middle school. You know what I'm saying? And then when you got to middle school, them 9th graders and high schoolers, they weren't your peers. Y'all could even kick it, but when, you know what I'm saying, you kick it on the basketball court and whatever, when more of their peers come, y'all little dudes got to get out the way, man. We about to run a full. You ain't invited in the full. When they get ready to have them parties, yeah, y'all can hang out with us and, oh yeah, it's about that time to join. They ain't inviting little man unless you can do something. Oh yeah, little man rap, little man sing, little man can dance. Yeah, little man, they got some talent to showcase for the older heads. Little man still just hanging out with the rest of the crew. His peers. It's a peer thing. The concept of, because I guess they're trying to do age range. Like 40 to this is unk. Do y'all not understand? Unk just means you are older. Again, that goes back to the big homie. Unk and big homie are literally, big bro, are literally the same thing. Only time you get to old school is when it's like, ooh, they really look old. They out here with the back pains. They visibly look old. And I say that because there's somebody, we could pull up somebody right now who's like 60 something. Grandmaster Flash and Ice-T are in their 60s. You see what I'm saying? Ice-T ain't gonna let you call him Mr. Ice-T. That's Ice. Grandmaster Flash ain't gonna tell you to call him Mr. whatever his last name is. It's Grandmaster Flash. What up, sir? How you doing? James Brown was 30. Going, oh, you supposed to call me Mr. Brown. 30. He ain't even, by today's standard, he was nowhere near old head status. But he's like, I put in enough work in this game to be respected. So when you see me, it's Mr. Brown. 40 and 50, it's definitely Mr. Brown. You see what I'm saying? It's a peer, like we're trying to establish this thing for ourselves, but not understanding it was already established with our parents. And I guess maybe that's what it is. We're trying to not be our parents. You know what I'm saying? Not understanding that when you were a kid, your parents are anywhere from 15 to 21 years older than you, maybe 22 years older than you. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere between 15 and 20 years older than 22 years older than you. And I know somebody listening going, 15, dog, if we take it way back to the back, way back in the day, if you didn't have a baby by 18, they thought something was wrong to you. You was an old hag by 20. Then it got pushed up to like maybe 25. Then it got pushed up to 30. Yeah, they was having, look, I like to say this messed up phrase because I know it's a messed up phrase. As soon as you was spotting, you was popping. That was the get down. You know what I'm saying? There was old pervs running around here checking draws. Up, it's on. Look, I see a drop. That's a drop. Let me holler at her. Hey, can I buy her? Like, look at that color. I don't know if y'all understand the color purple. She's a child still. She's technically she ain't that much older than Harpo. You know what I'm saying? She ain't that much, like, it ain't that much older than Harpo. And then when Mr. tries to run up on the sister, why? He was like, oh, she's spotting too? Okay, I'm about to have a 2-for-1. Yeah, she can come on through. Yeah, I check them draws. So let's not play the game. Yeah, then you get pregnant, you have kids. So now we're trying to reevaluate that, and I think a lot of it is also because we're the hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying? I've been peeping that too as an older person. You know what I'm saying? My OGs still move, dress, get down, still listen to the same joints I listen to. The same joints a 30-something-year-old listens to, a same joint that a 20-something-year-old listens to. And I'm going to tell you when it hit me like that. When that Kendrick and Drake beef jumped and they was doing a back and forth. Everybody who was part of the culture had something to say. Everybody who was part of the culture had something to say. Snoop is in his 50s. Ice Cube is in his 50s. Dr. Dre is in his 50s. Ice-T is in his 60s. We're peers. The culture made us peers. We all collectively sat down and was listening to this stuff with intention. We were listening. We were checking this joint out. We was really like, yo, salivate, like, ooh, this is good. This is good. Just as fast as the young boys was. Just as fast as them 20-something and 30-something. Yo, did y'all hear that new? Old head was like, yeah, I heard that. Hey, I heard. And they looking at you like, nah, son, he part of the culture. He part of the culture. Kool Herc is part of the culture. Kool Herc is sitting. They asking Kool Herc, hey, man, who you think? Hey, boy, that joint good. We're part. And again, I think it's people trying to make this distinction like, I don't want to be part of that. Because that's the thing. They're like, yo, there's no way that Kool Herc should be invested as much into this Drake Kendrick thing as a 30-something-year-old. But he is, because we're at the end of the day, we're all peers. You know what I'm saying? That's the part, I think that's the part that like hip hop is still, hip hop is 50. So you got a bunch of dudes who were teenagers in 1973. Or early 20s in 1973. 50-some years later, you think they just stopped listening to this? You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. Yeah, it's a wild thing sometimes when you see some of these old brothers and sisters still dressing like the average, like, again, like, I get their culture. Because we expect that by that time, when you get to that point, you just suit it up. You know what I'm saying? Women be out here dressed like the Golden Girls. They got the light like clothes on, and it's, you know what I mean? Because everybody remember their grandmama and them used to wear the one piece like Mama's Family and Aunt Esther, or you had the flowy stuff. Everybody know they had that one grandmama who had the flowy stuff, had the button, every shirt had buttons on it. They ain't do no t-shirts. Now these new grandmamas is out here with a Rest in Peace Tupac shirt on. Rest in Peace Nipsey shirt on. You know what I'm saying? Grandma know who Nipsey was. You know what I'm saying? These new grandmas is out, they different. These new grandmas still think they, you know what I'm saying? They still part of the culture. Got the tighter tire on. Shoot, my butt still look good. I'm about to put these on. You know what I'm saying? New grandmas got a shoe collection. You know what I'm saying? They sneakerheads. New grandma got them Jordans. Hey, yeah. I got them J's. right there. You know what I'm saying? I got them Charlotte Hornet J's. I'm from Carolina. I got them Tar Heel J's, and I went out here and got me them NC States J's. I got some of them, and they showing you old ladies showing you they feet collection. Them old heads, they know. They out here, they doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? As far as the hip hop, I think what y'all thinking is them old, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because we see the videos. Yeah, man, if your uncle got on these kind of sandals and he wear these shorts like this, he good at the barbecue. I'ma tell you now, that's also the guy that goes to church every Sunday. That's not these brothers over here. That's not the Cool Hercs in them. That's not the KRS-Ones in them. No. That's a whole different group of old people. That's a whole different that's a whole different group of blackness. You know what I'm saying? That's not part of the hip hop culture. That's a different group of black people. Them the black people that still be out here listening to Frankie Beverly. Rest in peace. That's them. That's them out here. That's the golden time of the day dudes. That's in their car. And it's clean and it's old and it's sleek. It only come in 3 colors. Black, silver, and red. Ain't too many other colors, you know what I'm saying? And when I say red, I mean different shades of red. Burgundy. Yeah. Red, burgundy, that cherry red, that apple red, yeah. Blood red, yeah. It's gonna be red, various reds. Then it's gonna be black. Or it's gonna have that silver. That's it, that gray silver, like, yeah. That's it. Them dudes. Them dudes. Them dudes who wear wife beaters with the cargo shorts and the sandals. Them dudes. That's a whole, that's not the, yeah, you ain't gonna see them out here going, the bridge is over. No. That's not them. That's not them. They gonna play that Al Green on you before they play some Bridges Over, before they play the South Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Before they play I'm Your Idol, the highest idol, yo uno. Nah, they ain't playing. They don't know. I ain't never been in a rap like that. Nah, yeah. That's what y'all thinking. Y'all thinking it's that. Y'all ain't understanding. That's not where we are anymore. Where we are now is it's broken down into what is your peer, what is your, how they say, what's your tribe? Who you clicking with? You know what I'm saying? Who you riding with? That's why you got these older, look, I see people, there's an older white lady. She does the little, like, she lip sings a lot of hip hop. She probably, I think my girl says she even DJs on TikTok. If you didn't see her the way she was moving, and you just saw her, if you took a picture of her from her shoulder to her head and it just stopped at her shoulders, you would not think that she was listening to the culture. You wouldn't put her in the culture. Then you see these videos and you're like, oh no, son. Cause she's not getting the most commercially viable joint. She ain't like she's doing Too Legit to Quit. She ain't doing the Snoop Dogg joints and all. Like, she doing them joints. She out here pulling them joints. She out here doing the Skinny Boys and stuff. It's like, oh no, she about the culture. She out here doing X-Clan. She doing that. And you're like, oh yeah. This a hip hop head right here. This is a head. She part of the group. She's a peer. She's there. She's in the mix. We don't understand. Like, we're trying our best to separate something that unified us. The culture unified us. And we love to brag on it unified different races and people all across the world, but we're forgetting it's 2025. This joint is over 50 years old. It also is now unified generations. Stop trying to separate it and let it be. Now, don't get it twisted. Yeah, there's a point where you definitely need to be respectful of your elders. You just don't run up on some old hip hop head and talk that talk. Nah, son, because first of all, a lot of them, you know what I mean, they still got that old attitude from the 80s and the 90s, so you might get smacked. Like, hey man, who, what? Clap. That's a whole joint. That's what it is. I mean, because even the gang culture is still relevant. Like, you see some of these old ladies. You've seen some of these old ladies out here. I represent such and such, throwing up sign like, whoa, grandma, hold on, whoa. You know why? Because they from the 80s. They was 20-something in the 80s. They remember what it was like. You know what I'm saying? They was a teenager in the 80s. They know what it's like. Nah, that ain't going away. Every once in a while, I see an old dude. I know old. I know he in his 60s. Walking around with like 4 braids. Whole rest of his head just bald. Like that joint making him look like he's an octopus. He look like a wounded octopus. Like, dog, how you whole head just shiny and big with some joint? They look just hanging out. Like, dog, cut that, B. Nah, I'm from such and such, man. I'm throwing up signs. You don't even know if it's arthritis and his hand got stuck. You like, oh, bro, you got that? You got a cramp in your hand? Nah, this is my gang sign, son. I represent, fool. Dog, you way too old to be doing that. Like, didn't you just... And you got on Depends and smell like doo-doo. You need to go ahead somewhere, man. Go sit down, bro. Retire, man. Go ahead, man. Live your life. Live your life. How you out here tripping like that? And I know this because I watched the old dude trip out on somebody before. I'm in Kansas City. And look, this is before Obama. So this dude was already well into his 50s. Gang life. My man said somebody said something to him and he stepped up. What? Man, you don't know who I am. I'm da-da-da-da-da. I'm from wherever off of Paseo. And boom, boom, boom. He started doing the hand gestures and I'm like, dog, this is not even necessary, my man. Like, I just slid away from the whole situation. I just walked off. I'm like, oh. I came back when they were still arguing. I was like, man, can y'all please move somewhere else? I'm trying to get some milk and eggs. Y'all come on, man. Ain't nobody raking it up. They just watching it. It's like, get him, OG. Like, nah, don't get him, OG. I'm trying to hurry up and get my stuff. Do I really need to come back later? Come on, OG. Just let it go, man. I don't even know what he did to you, man. I don't even know what he called me sir. Like, hey, boy, that will ruin everything for you, boy. Just when you thought look, hey, I'm pretty sure he might have been macking on a younger bride who probably was right there too. She was ready to go. Yeah, you know, come on back to my place. You know what I'm saying? Hit him with the teddy. Come on over to my place. Can you do that for me? Can you do that? Yeah. Why don't you go with me? And she's like, oh snap, yeah. You know what I mean? I might. Hey, excuse me, sir. I'm trying to get some milk. Sir? Who you calling the sir? Man, I'm so and so and so. Then y'all throwing up the hand. I'm from the other side of Paseo. Hold on, son. What? And she like, ooh, this old man got a temper. I'm gonna back up off of that. Nah, yeah, I'm just saying, life is crazy, man. We are peers. Stop trying to separate it. And this YN thing. And I guess if you're younger than a YN, you're a little in. Like, first of all, come on, bro. What? I don't know, man. Because like I said, there's a point where we embrace this stuff. And then when young boy in Philly died, who was out here making positive raps and was trying to be positive for his community, it hit us like, oh snap, man, why we gotta be like this? We encourage it on one end, and then we get mad about it when it does what it do. Like, yo, man, no, not him. He want a YN. So even then, that brother wasn't even over 25. What do you classify that? That brother, what do you classify? What do you get at, man? Huh? What do we call that brother? Cause he not wilding out like them. And that's what I'm saying. Back in the day, we ain't even have to be wilding out. We were just thrown in the same mix. Cause we all dressed the same, cause we all like the same clothes. We all wanted to be in the car canals. We all wanted to be in the 8-ball. We all wanted to be in the machine joints. We all wanted to be in the cross color. We all wanted to wear the same joints. You know what I'm saying? Even the most goofiest, nerdiest, dweebiest, El Southernest dude was wearing a cross color outfit, was wearing the car canal joints, cause it was the fashion. You know what I'm saying? So now because you dressed the part, you get placed in the same joint with a dude who's literally out here wilding on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Fist fighting, popping off in the middle of outside of the 7-Eleven because they ain't got his favorite Slurpee flavor. Man, I can't believe y'all acting like y'all ain't got no purple. Pop, 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 pop. Dog, we had purple last week. We had to put a whole new joint in this time. Nah, man, bring that purple back. Pop, 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 pop. Y'all always got Coke. Coke is a standard. I'm sorry. That's just the thing that's going to never stop. Trade out the Coke and bring the purple. That, you got to worry about that. But my man's over here who got a job at 16, work at the Rite Aid, he pulling in the same lump with my man wilding out about the purple Slurpee and standing on the corner of the 7-Eleven, slanging them rocks. Remember when we used to slang them rocks? Hey, boy. Slanging them rocks. I don't even know who came up with that phrase, but we definitely did not have no real creativity on that one. I'm slanging these rocks. And at the end of the day, they never look like rocks. They just look like teeth. I'm out here selling teeth. Like, that's what you, and look, and I say that because I know somebody who, look, completely off topic. I know somebody, like, when like kids was losing their teeth, they take the teeth and they give them the money with the tooth fairy money, and then they was on the corner. Yo, I got them joints. Boop, boop, boop. Selling teeth. Sold these people teeth. Come back around the corner. Man, what is this? Man, give it to me if you don't want it, then. And go sell it to somebody else. Man, this ain't what it. Why? What's wrong with this? What you give me? And then some people caught on. This is a tooth. They got and the best what you was supposed to do is sell it in the dark. Don't be by no street light. Hold on, come with me in the lamp, under the light. Nah, ain't nobody. You want it or what? Ah, man, go here. Yeah. Don't be trying to walk up on no light. Nah, we in the light. Nah, y'all crackheads anyway. Do crackhead stuff and be in the dark. Ain't nothing worse than a crackhead coming out the bushes. Just. Hey, man. Oh, whoa, you about to get shot. What is wrong with you? What you doing in the bushes? I ain't feel like walking all the way around, so I crawled through the bushes. You look, it won't nothing but like a couple more feet. Like, hold on, the time it would have took you to walk around the corner, you chose to just crawl through the bushes. Hey, man. Then they getting themselves up and they brushing themselves off. And then they ain't got all their money. I ain't even got like 25. I got like 17. What can I get with 17? Nothing? Because I don't even, look, again, I know I totally have switched. But I'm going to tell you now, I'm old enough to remember selling quarters, getting out of the game, completely out the game. I'm out the game. I'm not doing none of this. My homie was getting into the game. And he was like, yeah, man, I'm selling these dimes. And I'm just like, hold on, what? What's a dime? A dime? Yeah, y'all ain't selling quarters? Nah, who doing that? Where that at? Oh, man. Like, I'm old enough to remember, like, just looking at a dude going, woof, that's a whole $15 off. And you gonna be out here all night. I don't think I could do that. That's just crazy, son. That's just wild, B. Like, ugh. Like, you know how wild that is to just look at somebody and go, ugh. That's not it. Like, to feel like, yo, my drug dealing days was better. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's how, like when they shut down the auto industry and then brought it back up and started hiring people for way, way less than what they were hiring for like 20 to 30 years ago. And like, where you work at now? Oh, I work at the Ford plant. Oh, how much they starting y'all off at? I make about like 11. 11? 11? In 2010? 11? That's good money. No, that ain't good money. Man, I made 11 in 1980. Yeah, that's about, no, bro. The minimum wage was $4. I made 11. You see what I'm saying? That's a whole $7 difference. But the minimum wage is what? 7. You making a $4 difference. Nah, I mean, it's a $4 difference. Nah, it's not. No, it's basically the same money. And that's how they was getting people. Like, we've been paying people this much, and they just thought it was a good thing. They didn't understand the concept of inflation. $11 in the 80s is a good 20-something now. Like, nah, son, no. What are you talking about? Then I think when somebody said they stopped doing the thing where you can get a car, they were like, yeah, and we ain't giving out no cars. Ain't no retirement plans. They just yeah. that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody listening who probably knows somebody who works there will be like, no, they still do have a plan. It's just it's a weirder way to do it. You get what I'm saying? And I just hate jobs anyway now. Like the concept of work now is so different than it used to be. Like they used to value commitment. If you were there for a long time, you were rewarded because you sacrificed. They understood employees were sacrificing to help put a whole company that they really had no investments in. Nobody was asking you to invest in anything back then. You know what I'm saying? This 401k thing, that's a sham. We were shown that in 2008 where Enron did what they did and people lost their 401k. It was and the stock markets crash and your 401k looks horrible, but there's nothing on the side. There's no, here you go for retiring. A lot of places, what they're doing now is they have this thing where they're like, oh, here's your sick pay. This is what you have in your sick pay. This is what you have for your PTO. This is what you have for this. This is what you have for that. Bunch of hours that calculate the money that if you quit, you don't get it. Man, I worked at the hotel. I always talk about working at the hotel. I barely took vacations because it was the hotel. You hit that slow moment, they pulling people in the joint like, yeah, we're going to cut people back down in like 3 days. Every once in a while, you got to slide in and go, yo, can I get my 4 off days back to back? Whole 8 days. Now you go out on vacation. You live it up. You live it. And this is before you had to have insurance. Because that was also the wink wink to get you too. Some people didn't get vacations. They worked all year round because now you got to use your vacation time to offset the off days so you can keep your insurance. So you had no vacation time. All the time you built, you had to use them hours so you can make sure you can stay on the insurance. You worked all year round. All year round. And I know this because I worked all year round. I didn't take vacations for real. For 5 or 6 years, I didn't take vacations. And the thing is, that was just money building up. That was just joints building up. It was just sitting there, son. It was sitting there. Woof. Yeah. That was just hours just accumulating. Your sick hours, your regular vacation joints that they was just accumulating. I got a nice healthy joint when I left because they were still doing it that way when I left. You can't do that now. Like now you got to try to figure out how can I finesse these people and get all my hours because I'm like, you know how disrespectful that is? You've been at a place for 10, 15 years. You've earned that. That is yours. You get fired, you don't get it. And you can argue about that. That's arguable. But you quit and don't get that? Somebody in the government just like, who's going to step in and go, that seems like thievery. There's no way. That's your money that's earned. No, that does not go back to the company. No. Y'all better figure out a way to give these people their money. That's what you need. That's what needs to be done. But they don't do it. You know what I'm saying? They don't do it. So it's like, yo, and trust me, you got to figure out how to finesse that money. And then you got to hope that don't nobody catch on that you're trying to finesse that money. But anyway, man, I'm talking crazy. I don't even know how I went from crackheads to jobs and people trying to jerk you out your vacation money. It is what it is. You know what it is? Because we were talking about peers and how we just, nah, son, you's a old head, you's a old school. You know what I'm saying? You should be somewhere listening to classical music. Like, what? Ooh, what is you? Ooh, son, what are we talking about? But anyway, this is Barbra Boyd. I don't even know where she would figure in. She would definitely have to be a Miss Boyd. You know what I'm saying? You gonna roll up on, like I said, don't let the hairstyle and the clothes fool you into thinking you about you like, yeah, son, I take her. How old is she? 96. She don't look 96 though. She don't look like what I think of 90. I think she could get it. No. Please be assured that is 96. You are not going to be doing too much of anything to that. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. Nope. Nope. That's just nasty. Don't eat. That's nasty. Don't think about it like that. Thank y'all for listening. East Coast, West Coast, worldwide. We will be giving updates on a lot of things. The merchandise, the website, the music, the podcasts, all everything. We coming up with joints, man. We got y'all. We got a thing where I'm gonna work on, because Beyonce, I guess, insulted the indigenous people. And it's weird because the hood was talking about it. Indigenous people, of course, were talking about it. Then I guess it became so noisy that pop culture started to talk about it. And I always find it fascinating when pop culture goes, we need to now find a way to get into this too. And again, it goes back to what I was saying for the 4th. Without us, what is there? Last year, we had comic book people, we had politician people, we had sports people who, that was their podcast. Sports, movies, politics, whatever else, all stopped and talked about the Drake and Kendrick battle. There were people who would admittedly go, I don't even listen to these dudes, but everybody was talking about it and I just had to see what was going on. No, what it was it took over the culture of pop to the point that you had to figure out what was going on. You had to be involved. About 10 years ago, right? We could say about 10, maybe a little less than 10 years ago. Probably about 10 years, around 10 years ago, right? It's close to it, no? Maybe. What's your boy? Definitely, yeah. Childish Gambino, This Is America. Yeah. The video was so impactful that all of these pop joints had to talk about it. People who were like, we're a comic book video show, they had to talk about it. What Culture had to talk about it. Mojo had to talk about it. A lot of these places had to talk about that video because it went from just us as a culture of hip-hop talking about it to pop culture was like, ooh, that's the new get down, because that's what they do. When people tell y'all like, yo, they sit like that pop culture waits to see what the big thing from hip-hop will be, they're not lying. They are telling you the truth. That's all pop culture. Pop culture is the biggest culture vulture. They sit and wait and see what's that new joint gonna be. Ooh, that's gonna be the new joint? Okay, that's the new joint. And then they jump in it and go, hey, look. Nah. You know what I'm saying? That. We control, like I said, as black people, we control so much, but we don't utilize the strength that we have. But anyway, I'm gonna let that go. East Coast, West Coast, worldwide, Lost Boys, y'all know who it is. Come through. Help find yourself before you find some problems. Yeah. I ain't had nothing past that. That sound like something somebody old will tell you. Hey, boy, hey. You better go find yourself before you find some problems. Ain't nothing over here but a hard day work. You better bring a lunchbox. You better back it up. Back it up. Old people don't even say phrases like that now. They just say, man, I'll punch you in your face. That's it. They ain't got no cool phrases. Old school dudes back in the day when all my OGs had them phrases, boy. They had them phrases. Even if you ain't understand them phrases, you knew, hey, boy, the morning must not be calling you. Hey, I remember, man, this dude was about 60. Young brother. He was younger than me. I'm like 22, so he was about maybe 17. We had the corner store, and the corner store was across the street from Burger King. And my get down used to be, because Burger King was at that time was still selling 99-cent Whoppers. The get down was you go get you a Whopper, and you go to McDonald's to get you your fries, because the Burger King fries was trash back then. McDonald's fries have always been great. You go to Burger King, get your Whopper. Get ready to go to and the basketball court was on 29th Street still. Like, they stopped it for a minute, but then they brought it back. You know what I'm saying? So you get your joint, and this is right before Burger King moved further up to Jefferson, closer to Southern Oaks. So I'm getting a joint. I'm waiting in line. And old dude is in front of me. I'm next. Old dude's in front. Young boy behind me. Don't care, man. I got my headphones on. I'm listening to beats. I'm trying to come up with some joints. I'm thinking about heat. I'm like, yeah, son, and then I'm a boom, 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 boom. When I get up to Trigger's studio and we do the joint, boom, 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 boom. In my head, I'm coming up with bars. I'm ready to rock. I ain't paying no real attention. I feel the heat and hostility, and I'm like, hold on, let me pull my headphones down. What's going on? Cause like I'm looking at faces, and you know how the cashier got that look like, oh no, okay, what's about to happen? I'm like, oh man, what's about to jump off? I'm listening to young boy behind me go crazy. Come on, man. You act like you ain't never been in a Burger King before, man. Just get something. Whoppers is 99 cents. What you gonna get, a whole, man? How you playing, man? Old man. Excuse me, sir. Move me out the way. Give me the light brush. Move out the way. Look dead in that man's face. Tomorrow must not be calling you. He was shocked. Old lady in the back of the Burger King knew what that meant. She was like, oh Lord, oh. She did one of them joints. I'm up here like, I'm shocked. I'm a man of words. I love words. I will read poetry, read a book. I will listen to actor. I will listen to I will watch a well-written movie. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta have no action, just the dialogue is so dope, and I'm just entrenched like, yo, son, you hear what he's saying? Yeah, man, alright, man, this is boring. Nah, son, peep what he just said. He said boom, 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 and then she said, yo, listen to this back and forth. Tarantino is one of my dudes, because Tarantino know how to put that joint down. So that's what I'm saying. My man says this, and I'm just like, ooh, the morning must not be calling you. Ooh. And I ain't gonna lie, I might be paraphrasing that wrong. He might have said tomorrow. But point is, it was something like, you won't make it to see the next day if you keep playing with me. And I'm pretty sure this old dude like that got a switchblade and he gonna gut you, boy. He gutting. He ain't aiming up high. He gonna keep it low. Out the pocket, boom. That's the action. Out the pocket, boom. Forward, out, forward, boom. Gutting them. Old dudes ain't got time to be reaching up. Old dudes get what they can get to. They gonna cut it. They gonna cut you in the thigh if you clack. Ah, man, he done cut me in my thigh. What you doing? Just gutting you in your clack, 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 clack. They ain't got time to be reaching up. Old dudes will boom. Even when they pull the guns out, pew. They ain't reaching. They ain't doing no extra arm extension. Pew. You're like, yo, you ain't even know you got shot. You hear the pew. The joint be so close to you. That's how it sounds too. Pew. Like, ooh, what's that? Was that a gun? He on the ground. Oh my God, man, he done shot me. And he put the gun back in his joint just that he. Them dude, and he was one of them old dudes who had the oversuit. The suit was too big for him. Yeah, like he might have had cancer and he remission. You know what I'm saying? But he had a big boy suit on. Like that. The suit he had on was for a fat man, and this was clearly a skinny man. Like, who is this dude, and why is that suit so big? That was my only thought. Like, yo, my man got a big old suit on. He got one of them NBA suits. He got that Tracy McGrady right now. Like, why is this suit so big, son? You couldn't get you a tailor? Like, that's all I'm thinking. I'm gonna be like, yo, my man joint is huge. The talking, and like I said, I looked at the cashier, beautiful dark-skinned woman. She had the braids. I'm seeing the faces. I'm telling y'all this. And her eyes got big. She looking around. I'm like, oh snap, what's going on? Take the headphones off. Like, yo, and my man is yelling at him like, yo, and my man just, excuse me. Shove me to the side a little bit. The morning must not be calling you. He ain't no. Look, that's how that ended. That like the clouds went away and the sun came back out just that quick. It was about to be a storm was brewing, and the sun came back out. It's like an angel touched that boy's shoulder and was like, hey, unless you want to meet me, fall back, yo. I'm saying, man, you just taking too long to order. Life, son. Life. Sometimes, look. Sometimes somebody's grandma got in his ear. Boy, you better, this ain't your time yet. Why you trying to rush it? You'll be here soon enough. Get your food and go on about your business. I'm just saying, dog, you taking too long. Anyway, I don't know how I got here, but yeah. Thank y'all for rocking. This is Barbra Boyd. Let's do what we do. Let's go. Yes, y'all. And yeah, don't stop. Almost forgot this joint, but I didn't stop. I just had that loose ends playing like, I've been watching you, watching me do my thing. Hey, yo, I'm gonna tell you one thing. The people at Homeland Security was watching them. They was trying to come through Niagara Falls by way of Canada, and they would stop like, nah, yo. Let me see some joints. They out here, yo. They go hard when they want to. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyway. This is what we do. This is how we get down, man. Yo, you know what I mean? Rockin'. And I know I'm a behind, so I'm really like try to speed my joint up on y'all. You know what I mean? Just get my joint up for y'all for real quick. You know what I mean? Quickity quick. Hey, yo, salute the Dodge Effects. That's how I hated them dudes. I ain't that I hated them dudes, but I told y'all, the one dude that beat me in the battle, one of my only, I got like maybe 3 losses out of the hundreds of battles. So, you know, that's how I was doing. But anyway, let's get down to this right here because we got business to take care of. You know how we do when we do what we do. Word up for all my peoples in the crib doing how we do what we do for real. It's like, take it from the top. We gonna take it from the top and we just don't stop when it rocks like this moment in Black history. Yes. This came to me by way of social media. Barbra Boyd, 96, I believe, 95, 94. She's up in there, 96, I think 95 maybe 95, maybe 96. Definitely well into her 90s. Out there in Indiana, the first black female anchor on an Indiana news joint. Yes, that's right. You need to applaud that. First of all, as we talking about Indiana. I got people from Indiana that I'm cool with, and they tell you all the time, like, yo, depending on where you at, it can get real, you know what I mean? So just to know that was, and I'm pretty sure it was like Indianapolis or something, right? Well, we gonna find out in a minute, you know what I'm saying? Because we gonna chop it up like that. But yo, this is what we do. Yo, shorty was born out there in Evanston, Illinois. You know what I'm saying? And she was doing what she doing. She attended Roosevelt University and Columbia College out there in Chicago. You know what I mean? And when she started rocking in 1969 at the age of 40, she joined WFBM-TV. You know what I'm saying? Out there in Indianapolis. Told you it had to be something like that. You know what I mean? Becoming the first African-American woman to report and anchor on a television joint out there in Indiana. You know what I'm saying? At first, she was hired to just be the general, you know what I'm saying, assistant reporter. She would soon become like the person that do the like consumer joint. You know what I'm saying? Like with the Fed, like shopping this or getting that. You know how you do. And then, yeah, man, in 75, you know what I'm saying, she reported on her own breast cancer diagnosis and treatment, including, you know what I'm saying, the mastectomy. And yo, the hospital from a hospital bed back then, you know what I'm saying? This right here increased her public awareness, and people was like, yo, who is this? Let's, you know what I'm saying? She stayed on with them joints all the way up until 1994, serving, you know what I'm saying, multiple roles over that 25-year tenure, including reporter, anchor, and doing a consumer affairs specialist. One of them joints. This is what we talking about, man. We gotta salute that kind of stuff. People be like, yo, does that make sense? Yeah, representation always makes for good movement. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I think when people be like, yo, we need to just stop saying the first this and the first. No, don't ever stop. Because a lot of times it's the, as much as it's a, what's the word I want to say? As much as it's an achievement and an accomplishment, it is also telling you that, yo, the door's not always open for some people. Some people don't get the knock and walk in. Some people gotta do the Kool-Aid man and just bust in like, yo, blah, hey, and be like, ooh, y'all kids want the Kool-Aid, and get the joint popping like that. You know what I mean? Everybody don't get to knock on the door or be invited. Everybody doesn't get invited, and here's a seat at the table. Nah, sometimes you just come up in that joint with your own bag lunch, and just boom, you sit at a distance for a minute, and then you go, you know what? Check this out. I'm gonna bring this chair over. Boom. Nah, son, your chair too big. I don't care. Yo, and make your way. Now, I'm not saying that happened with her. I'm pretty sure she was like I said, as we was just reading. You know what I'm saying? Taking a personal situation and speaking on it, because at the end of the day, she's a black woman, and women know that situation. You know what I'm saying? So now your eyes are on you. People are like, yo, I know somebody who was in that situation. I might have been in that situation. I thought I was in that situation. I survived that situation. That brings a whole different joint and attention to the game. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, this is why we do this. This is what we do. Social media can be a good tool sometimes and I'm not even trying to get into the whole joint about the bill that just passed and all that. We ain't gonna talk about that. This is celebratory moments. We out here feeling good. July the 4th is Friday. Hopefully everybody go out here and just kick back and have fun. Cook joints. Have your kids running around here with the sprinklers and the firecrackers and the joints that you throw on the ground and do the snap and all that. Yeah, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Be out here just drinking nice, good whatever y'all drinking and feel good and live good, man. Friday and if you gotta go back to work on Saturday, try to keep it upbeat. To be like, don't let nobody tear your weekend down. That's what we talking about. 4th, 5th, and 6th, we gonna represent. Word up. Do what we do. Who knows? I might even just go hard on the 5th, like it's the 4th. But I don't know. We gonna do something though. But let's get back into what we do, man, and have fun. You know how we get down. We gotta get ready to get up out of here. And this is the joint though. We gonna do it like this. Y'all know what we do when we get it in like this. This is that joint, son. I never was a fan of them for real. But this is classic now, thanks to hip hop. Let's go. Yes. Hey, my time is up. Like I said before, 'cause look, I did the joint super late. And I'm starting to get in my feelings. You know how we do when we get in the groove. And it was stopping and starting to mess my groove up a little bit. But we here, though. We live. We do what we do. All the time, every time. Yo, you know how we move. I keep it popping all day. Pants don't sag no more. I gotta brag on it, so I do my thing with my maintain. How y'all think. I be doing this. Yeah, I felt like I don't know what I was doing. Anyway. Saturday. I don't know how we gonna get down, but we gonna get down. Might just do all hip hop, bring it back to the you know what I mean? Try to stay on schedule and rock out for first Saturday. You know how we get down, man. Word up. Word. Let's do like this. 1 time for the mind, 2 time for the soul, 3 time for the body, but please don't lose control. It's like they say you only live once. That's a lie. You only die once. So anytime that your God allows you to get out here and continue your journey, please show the world the best version of you. Y'all be safe. You know what I'm saying? Peace. And Sinners is going to be on HBO Max on July the 4th, Friday. Word. I'm gonna be like cooking and watching and cooking, eating and watching and rocking and popping. Word. That's one of the greatest movies this year. Holla at y'all.
This is a Soul of Art presentation.